How bad is fat? It's good. To be honest, it's the best bit on the steak to me. You know what I mean? I like a bit of fat, but well, scientists say it's bad for you, and you know, you eat. I mean, if I did a test and ate it for a week, I could probably tell you the answer. But you know, I haven't. So, but all I know that people say it's bad, so it's bad.
Well, it's bad for the arteries, bad for your heart. Saturated fat, that is, anyway. That's about all I know.
I would look at the fat content. They say less than 6 grams, so I'll probably look at that. And calories I would look at. All the rest of the stuff I wouldn't take any notice of. I think it's become too complicated.
So when you stop people in the street and ask them about healthy eating, they'll tell you categorically that fat is bad. And yet if you ask them for evidence, they'd be completely stumped. Because the fact is that the study to investigate fat, saturated fat and heart disease has not been done, and the authorities admit it probably never will be done. Throughout history, we have always understood that starchy foods are fattening and sugary stuff even more so. And yet we did a U-turn in our dietary advice to say base your meals on starchy foods. Why did we do this? Well, it was on the back of one study, a study called the 7-Country Study that was published in 1970. An American doctor named Ancel Keys wanted to investigate a possible relationship between dietary fat, cholesterol and heart disease. And he found a relationship of sorts, but in 7 hand-picked countries. Now, there were many more countries at the time, and there are now, that disproved the theory, and yet these were completely ignored. The consequences of this U-turn have been catastrophic. In 1972, just 2.7% of men and women were obese. Roll forward to the end of the last century, 22.6% of men, 25.8% of women were obese. Now, during that time, when obesity increased nearly tenfold in barely 25 to 30 years, our consumption of meat and eggs and butter and whole milk plummeted, and our consumption of cereals, cereal products, fruits and whole grains increased dramatically. So it's not fat that's made us fat, but the foods that we have replaced it with. The UK PLC has done an experiment that should never have been done and should not be repeated. We have proven that fat and real food does not make us fat, but processed carbohydrates do. And we will pay the consequences for years to come.